Hi, I'm Sabrina Sadiq. Welcome to the Luxury Promise YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be filming my top 6 favourite handbags, which are from my personal collection. So I'm going to tell you why and a bit of story about how I got them and the journey to achieving some of the most rarest handbags. So let me start with, I personally think this is my most favourite bag. It's a vintage Hermes Kelly, which is in cellier. So cellier means that the stitching is on the outside rather than a retourne, which means that when the Kelly is built, it is built this way, and then they turn it inside out to create a retourne, which is this style. But the reason why I love this is because it's my first purchase from Luxury Promise. It came online and I couldn't believe that there was such a vintage beauty, because it's very rare to get this Ardennes leather in. So Ardennes is the older version of Epsom, but I'll compare the two leathers on how it's changed over time, which is more structured, more sturdier. And the person selling this in was a lovely lady, and she told me the story about how she had bought this bag. So this is a bag which was a bag that's come with a story, and like I say, pre-loved bags are bags that already have souls. So this one really did, and the lady was, you know, she really loved Hermes, and it was one of her first really expensive bags that she purchased, and she's had it in her family for years, and she really looked after it because she still remembered the day that she got her first Hermes Kelly. So I think with all the Hermes bags, they're very special because they're not bags that people get every single day, and they are bags that people have to wait sometimes lifetimes for, years to collect. So I really love this bag because it's just still maintains its structure. It really shows you the craftsmanship of why Hermes is so special and how they last lifetime. It comes with the crossbody strap. However, this isn't really meant for a crossbody strap because you're meant to have two, as you can see, there's 2 loops here where you can attach the strap. This doesn't have that, so you aren't really meant to have that, but I have it there just in case I need to. And because it's pre-loved and it's something that I can always use without having to be so worried about scratching it, because it's already had some marks on it. So this is the bag that I probably use the most, and it's probably the most sturdiest bag that I have. So, and of course it's a classic black Kelly 32, and it's a perfect work bag. It's a classic, it's never going to go out of style. So that's my favourite bag, and of course it comes from Luxury Promise, which is also my baby. And to have a bag that's I did leave it online for a few weeks, and I was like, if anyone doesn't buy this, it means that the bag is meant for me, and no one bought it. And so I managed to grab this bag for myself, because I think typically people don't want a 32 because they feel like it's too big, but with a Kelly 32, and because it becomes smaller at the top, I don't think it looks that bad in a bigger size, and I just love the shape of a Kelly. So that's probably my most favourite bag actually out of my collection, because it's the one that is most loved. So the next bag is my Kelly 25 in Green Moet, which is my first Kelly 25 ever, and this I managed to buy from the Hermes store, from an Hermes fairy who has become a friend. And you know, when you hear these stories about Hermes assistants they go in and they have an attitude or whatnot, that's totally not the case. I've had amazing experience going into Hermes. They're really passionate about the brand that they sell. They really understand the products they're selling, and of course they appreciate people who also love the brand too. So this is called Grey Seagull, and in French it's Gris Moet. And this colour was my first colour that I actually put on a wish list and actually got. So that was the first time this ever happened, that I was able to ask for a colour and get that. And I think it took me like 6 months after to get this bag, so it came around my birthday, so this was a birthday present, so perfect timing. And I just love this colour because it's a pure grey, and often in Hermes, like Etain and Etaupe, there's kind of like a khaki undertone to it. So for me, I don't believe they're pure greys, whereas Gris Moet and Gris Tourtel I believe are more pure grey. So I really love that it has a blue undertone. It came with the gold hardware. It's like probably one of the most sought after bags. It's again a neutral colour. It's a bag that I just absolutely love. I don't wear it all the time because it is a lighter grey, so you are going to be subject to colour transfer. And if you can note, I have my dust bag on the clochette because I have seen bags that have come where they've been stored badly and they scratch against the padlock, scratches against the bag. So this has just come out of the box to show you guys. So this is, again, they're all favourite, and I do keep all my seals on the bag. I wear a twilly on my handle for this one because it's new from the store and I don't want to damage it with, you know, my hands, and I'm always running around, and I think this is just the perfect bag. And I love the little twilly bow that my friend from Singapore did on it. I tried to fix it, it was a lot nicer, but I just think it's adds that little pop of colour. So my next favourite bag, probably, actually, I can't say which one's my favourite. Now I'm going to just remove what I've just said. They're not my... I probably don't have a favourite, but my favourite Birkin would be this red Birkin, which is in the colour Rouge Vif in Togo and in the size 30. Again, you can see it has the twillies on it. And the reason why this is my favourite bag is because it is my 10-year wedding anniversary, so it marks a really important part of my life. And it's a similar colour to the wedding dress that I wore. So the reason why I love this colour is I love red. It's one of my favourite colours, with pink, which you probably come to guess if you know me or follow me on Instagram or know me personally. I love pink, but I also really love red. And the reason why I love this colour, and because it was my 10-year wedding anniversary, this is the same colour as my wedding dress. So in my tradition, we are red brides, we wear red, and the red I wore was a true red, and this, I believe, in Hermes is a true Hermes red. So it doesn't have like a pinky undertone like Rouge Cassac. Rouge Vif is a very pure red, so I really love that. This I found out this colour had been reproduced because it only had been reduced, I believe 10 years before that. So the only other chance I could get a Rouge Vif is to find a vintage one or a pre-loved one, but there weren't any pre-loved ones in the market. So I found out that a Rouge Vif had just been reproduced, so I was like, I need this colour because it's the exact red, my favourite Hermes red. And so again, I was very lucky because I have an amazing Hermes fairy, Hermes friend, who was able to find me this exact colour, and it came with a gold hardware, and is my it's my second size 30 Birkin, but my favourite size, my favourite size in a Birkin. I'm not a fan of the Birkin 25. I just find for my lifestyle, I'm not a fan of holding bags like this, whereas this I can hold it, put my hand through it. I'm a mum, so I can run around and hold, if I carry my Hermes bags around with children, which is very rare. I'm not going to. I do leave my Hermes bags for special occasions because to me they're investment pieces, but at least I can still hold it with children. So you can see it still maintains its shape. It's now over a year old, so yeah, I just love this colour and the story behind this Birkin because yeah, it's like I said, it's a special 10-year wedding present. So my next favourite Birkin is this Rose Pourpre. I cannot pronounce it properly because my French isn't great, but it's pink, and I really wanted this colour because I often always recommend going for bright colours unless you know you're just someone who loves neutral colours and will wear it and only buy neutral colour bags. I personally believe that the brighter colours is, if you can get a chance to get a hold of one, get one, because they don't always reproduce that colour again. Whereas black, Etain, Etaupe, gold, they're colours that are always produced every single year in Hermes, whereas this is no longer being reproduced. So the fact that I had managed to get hold of this means it's more limited edition. For me, is a better investment, and it's pink. So it's a size 30. I love that it comes with palladium hardware. Rose purpura only comes, so the two pinks that were produced the same year was Rose purpura and Magnolia, and they both came with palladium hardware only. So the fact that I was able to pick this up was, again, I was very lucky. I just love that the fact that it has a purple undertone to it. So some lights it looks really pink, and some lights it looks purple. So I can wear it anytime with different, I can wear it with different outfits. It's just a very pretty bag, and it's just very special to me. Again, all my bags are special to me, but this one, I remember having when this came available, I believe when I have a bag coming in and I personally buy it, I believe that if I'm getting one bag in, I need to get one bag out. So I did declutter my wardrobe to be able to put money towards my next purchase. So for me, I ended up selling, I have a Goyard tote bag, and I sold, I had two other Goyard tote bags, which again I purchased pre-loved, which I put towards it, and I also sold a pre-loved Hermes Birkin 35, which I wasn't using. So again, I was able to put that money towards a bag that I really loved, and I used Luxury Promise obviously to sell that, which that's what I love. This is why I do what I do, is because I love it. I'm a customer of it. I believe in, putting money towards, rather than using new funds, I can use the money in my wardrobe of items I'm not actually using, and I can actually think about when I'm making my next purchase. So this bag is probably the most special bag in my collection because it's a horseshoe. So a horseshoe is known as a special order Kelly, which means that you have to order the Kelly or the Birkin, and only a few people in the world are allowed to have access to a horseshoe bag, and it's customized, so you get to build the bag. Basically, it's like build a bear in like building a Kelly. So it's like how you go to build a bear is how you would build a Kelly. So if you're a kid, obviously it's probably just as exciting for the adult building a Kelly or a Birkin than a child is. So that's really, I couldn't contain my excitement when they said, would you like a custom order Kelly or Birkin? So I was trying to be cool, but actually I'm never cool, because I just let out my emotion and I was like, oh my god, yes, I want to build it. I was like, I'm trying to be really not excited, but I'm really excited. So of course the two colours that I was going to pick was going to be pink and grey. So I love the grey tones of Hermes. For me, my two favourite grey tones are Gris Moet, Gris Moet and Etain are my two probably top favourites. And I also love Gris Asphalt, which has maybe more of that khaki tone. So I went for a rose azalea with Gris Asphalt with contrast stitching. So on the pink you can see, I'll do close-ups, you can see that there's grey stitching, and on the grey you can see that there's pink stitching. And I went for brushed gold hardware, because I think if you're going to go for a horseshoe, you need to go for a hardware that you cannot get, not every day, but you're not going to be able to you won't be able to be put on, that you can be put on the wish list for. I wouldn't order that colour hardware. So I went for a unique hardware, which is only available for special orders, which is brushed gold hardware and permabrass. Those are the two colours that are available for special order. So I went for that, which has a matte finish, and this is in Epsom. Epsom isn't my preferred leather, to be honest. I do prefer Togo, because Epsom does scratch quite quickly. I haven't actually used this. I think it's a colour I will use in the summer, because it is light pink and I am afraid of colour transfer, which has happened. It happened on the pink Birkin, but for some reason the colour transfer came off. So I don't want to ruin my bag. They are investment pieces to me. They're bags that I will hold for life and pass on to my children and sell them on, that they can make money in. It's their inheritance kind of thing. So and I only have 3 boys, so they won't be probably using them. They will probably sell them on, so they're good investment pieces. And you know, everyone knows they go up in value. So that was my Horseshoe Kelly, which is the most special of my bags. The next bag, and the reason why I've showed, this is how I store my bags. So this is the stuffing that came with the bag, and I always put them, when I'm done using them, I put the stuffing back in so that it can hold its shape, because especially this type of bag does cave in, so you will get crease marks on the bag. So this is a Picotin in the colour Apricot, with rose azalea and gold tressage handles. So tressage is you can see the handles are different from the usual Picotin, and it's in Epsom. Again, the Picotin is really, really hard to get hold of. It's become as hard as the Birkin or Kelly. And when this had come out, when I was offered this, I was like, I had to buy it, because I know, obviously being an expert in handbags, I know it was really rare, and again, it's an investment piece. These pieces go for double the price, retail price, everything I'm showing you, and even when they're pre-loved, they still go for more than the retail price, because they're so rare and exclusive. And when I look at handbags, I look at what is an investment to me, and that's why and how I make my purchasing decisions. And this is just the perfect bag. You can just chuck things in, it's great, and I just love that pop of colour. So again, all my bags are really for summer, except for this black Kelly, because in London it's always raining. However, and I'm not a person that uses my handbags all the time. I do look after them. I literally treat them like new. I put them back with their crochet, their felt, everything. So yeah, so this is my favourite bag. And if you are looking for an entry-level Hermes bag, then the Picotin is really a nice piece to go for if you're not ever going to go for a Kelly or Birkin. And it's one of the most sought after bags in Hermes as well. So this is why I just love the Hermes Picotin if you're looking for something. And pre-loved, I mean, I think we have one on our site for maybe £1,200, so you can get them a great less than retail price if you're looking for an entry Hermes level bag. So that's my top 6 personal favourite bags from Hermes. And if you haven't signed up or subscribe, please subscribe, or you can follow us on our Instagram. And if you're looking for something, other videos, please let me know and we can make sure that we do them. I'm not going to bore you anymore, because you know I could ramble on for hours and hours. So I will see you next time.